How you doing?
Oh,
What the fuck?
that's not where it goes?
No. But, yeet!
Yeet.
Can they see that? Yeet!
Jesus.
Rip your nipple off.
Hello.
Hello! Happy Friday.
Welcome to Adulting Midwest Style. I'm Aaron.
And I'm Alicia. And this is Final Call Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Welcome back. It's been a minute.
Yes.
We had Father's Day in between, so happy Father's Day to those fathers who are fathered offspring.
Yes.
Or dogs. Or cats.
Or maybe they're just taking care of a child that maybe isn't theirs.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we got another segment of our expectations versus reality kind of series, I guess. This one is getting your first JOB, which is why we look classy AF tonight. I didn't even tighten my tie. Ooh.
Yeah.
There we go.
I don't like doing that when I do actually have to wear
Fun fact, Aaron does not know how to tie a tie, so majority of his favorite ties are pre-tied.
Yeah, and I have no intention on learning.
Yes, it's like one of those adulting things that he doesn't give a shit to learn. So his wife did.
I have been taught many different times. I have tried many different Windsor knots.
It's like one of those things where
it's always somebody who knows how to tie a tie for years, and they're like, "Oh, it's not even that hard." And I don't know if I just don't follow the steps right or what, but it never looks good. So I just have them do it.
He's got multiple ties pre-tied, and so it works out in the end. I'm rocking a nice blue stripe, and he's just walking a classic blue.
Mine is tied in a knot there.
Yikes. Anyway, this expectations versus reality, we are doing getting your first job, as I said. So shall we hop right into our beers?
Yeah, I got
our beverages.
Blatz.
I got Our Last Home by Milwaukee. And
by what?
By
Good City Brewing.
Good City Brewing. Oh yeah, let me turn it 15 times and cover up the name every time. Good job, Alicia. Let me just give you a little ASMR.
But I have Blatz.
Oh man.
I have a great story about this Blatz. So one of the guys at the bachelor party that we talked about last week, Can we cheers first? Yeah.
Yes. Cheers.
Cheers. I know there was no clink. He is a big advocate on Untapped, which is an app where you rate beers.
Ooh.
So this guy was like, "Oh, this one tastes very oaky and Midwestern." But what he said about Blatz was, it wasn't that bad.
We'll take it.
Yeah.
We will take that.
For a cheap beer? Heck yeah.
Heck yeah, mofo. Anyway, shall we get into getting your first job? Mm-hmm. Expectations versus reality. So, let's be honest. We all feel like when we're looking for our first job, you'll get any or the very first job you apply for because you're qualified, right? You're qualified because you got through all your school and everything like that. So you figure a job that you applied for, that you're qualified for, you should be getting, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's fucking wrong.
Yeah.
That ain't it. How many jobs do you think you applied for before you ended up just...
I probably applied for 10 different jobs, but they were all in the criminal justice field. And the thing about that is that sometimes you have to wait about 3 months to hear no.
Right.
So it's pretty difficult.
Or hear nothing at all.
Yeah, and then you have to poke the bear and be like, "Hey, am I still in this thing? Oh no, sorry." It's like, "Oh, well, just tell me."
Well, the other thing is too, I don't know how many times I would be qualified for a job, think I'm definitely gonna get it, 100%, no doubt about it.
Nailed it.
And then you don't get it because you don't have the experience. And I know everyone has experienced that little phrase of why you didn't get the job. You didn't get it because you don't have the experience. Well, how the am I gonna get the experience if nobody gives me a chance?
Mm-hmm.
Nobody gives you a chance.
You gotta work your way up the ladder and whatnot. Well,
I'm fine. Start me at the bottom, but give me a job
Mm-hmm.
so I can and get the experience.
And yeah, we're not talking like working at a fast food restaurant when you're a teenager, or
Right.
we're talking like
in your 20s, getting your job, starting your career,
Mm-hmm.
you know, whatever that means.
And that is, you know, a lot of people apply for just like everything, like just like give me one. And I think we were a little bit more particular about, oh, we applied for this, oh, we applied for that, but like I was still living at home. It wasn't necessarily important that I got a super high paying job right off the get go. And then I just went back to my summer job.
And
while
it turned into full time.
While I was searching for all these jobs, and I just kind of gave up searching for those criminal justice jobs.
Yeah, none of them really like worked out. Times didn't get them. Schedules, whatnot. It just like never like panned out for him. But as for me, like when I got out of college, as some of you know, I came out as an educator. I was a teacher. So I got a long-term sub job, which is like what teachers should do in order to get your like foot in the door.
Mm-hmm.
You try to get a long-term sub job for like that pregnant teacher that's going on maternity leave and whatnot.
That was exactly what happened.
And I did get a leave of absence for a woman and I was offered a full-time job there, but it was a terrible job because I had to like bounce between the schools that were right next door to each other, and the schedule is weird and whatnot. And I think I've mentioned this, and I've just felt kind of out of love of being a gym teacher or a PE teacher.
There's a lot more to it than just like playing sports with teenagers.
Well, I liked when I went in, it was about like getting the kids active, giving them the break from the schooling and everything. And then it ended up turning into a lot of literacy and schooling in gym class. And that ain't it for me.
That is true.
So,
and you were big into, so you student taught at a high school, but you were big into like the elementary school.
Yeah.
And
I did quite enjoy. I will say, if I was able to get a job at the elementary school I student taught at, I probably would have taken it. Because I did like the elementary school I taught at, and I liked the students and everything. But there we go, burping.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so I guess point of this first point.
Yeah.
Look at me, repeating myself.
I know.
I guess all we're saying is just because you apply for so many jobs definitely doesn't mean you're going to get it, even though you feel like you should, or you expect to be getting it because you're qualified. Yeah, I was qualified for all the jobs that I applied for. And, you know, I didn't get one or get the one I wanted, or, you know, things happen. And unfortunately, a lot of times it's just based on who you're going up against and who has more experience.
Yeah, and that's the other half of it, too. It's like when I was applying for police officer jobs or correctional officer jobs, it's like, all right, do we want to hire the 20-some-odd kid that has never done this before, or even the guy who has even a year experience?
Right.
And it's like, well, I don't know. So it's that double-sided, or what phrase?
I don't know. Double-ended sword?
Double-edged sword? Yeah.
Double-edged sword. We're okay. We did okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, another one that I didn't actually feel for myself, but I saw when I was kind of like looking into this topic, is that you feel like you're going to impress everyone in the field that you're going into or in the job that you're going into.
Oh, wow. You did.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
You've learned like all this new current stuff in this field. Like, that's so cool.
How am I going to apply it?
What can you help me learn and stuff? Like, they don't give two fucks about you. No offense. Most of the time. They're very nice, cordial most of the time. But honestly, like, they aren't going to really look to you to learn.
Whole...
do anything. For the most part. Granted, I'm sure there's workplaces that are very different.
Maybe not as a first time job though.
Yeah, I feel like first time jobs, like you may go in thinking that you are all that, you know everything, and you're gonna nail it, and everyone's gonna respect you and feel that energy and give you the feedback that you're expecting, and that may not be the case at all. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like this one in particular, like I was reading and it said like you'll feel like you're going to impress everyone because you have the most current information and all the current statistics or whatnot.
Yeah.
And I just was like, meh, I don't know if that's like an expectation that a lot of people have. Maybe in certain professions I could see it, like maybe, I don't know, like attorneys or like doctors who like learn the latest new technology of, I don't know, like I just feel like there's not a profession, there's some that I feel like meh, I don't know if that would really apply.
So for instance, criminal justice, what I learned in school had nothing to do with how to be a correctional officer or a police officer. It was just like the sociology of policing. And
I think you mentioned that in our last episode. And
it's something that's really, really like, how is that going to help me? And just me bringing it up during an interview, like they're thinking like, okay, cool, this guy read a book.
Right. Well, yeah, that's the thing too. And like, for instance, after I decided like, nah, I'm not doing education, I was applying to kind of jobs that I'm not fully qualified for, but I know I'd be good at, like that were in the education field. Like I was doing a lot of administrative assistance, or like there was this one job that I really wanted that was like the student the student counselor aide or something like that, and I really wanted that one, and I was second to get that one. They even said that, and I didn't get it because of experience, which I'm not bitter about because I like where I'm at, but it's just a thing where like you may not feel as qualified as you could be too. Like I just feel like, yeah, maybe you might have that confidence in certain fields where like, yeah, people are going to be impressed by me because I have the latest skills, I know the newest stuff. And
that kind of goes with our next point, that everyone or everything you learned in college applies to this job. And like I just said, it didn't. But for like teaching and stuff, like you obviously had to teach like part of your college class as like an assignment.
I mean, I student taught.
Yeah.
That was my last like half semester. So I feel like, yeah, what I learned in school did apply to what I would have ended up doing for the rest of my life. But like now where I'm at, like none of it really applies to what I do. I provide continuing education for adults and in like architects and contractors and real estate agents. Like I provide continuing education, and that I didn't learn that in school, which I think in the near future, I was looking at our content calendar. We have kind of an episode where we talk about, and this is kind of a sidestep of like the things we were taught in school, elementary, high school, college, that really were kind of a waste of time. Or just kind of like, yeah, I learned this in school and I've never used it ever in my life as an adult.
Yep.
We have that episode, I think, coming up soon, but stay tuned for that. But anyway, so...
Didn't I just recently ask you a math question? You're like, ha!
No. Probably, but any math question, that ain't my strong suit. No. Let's be honest. But, yeah, hardly anything that I learned in college applies to what I do now. I mean, I can't even think of like one thing that really applies.
I mean,
obviously you can't either.
I believe that even just getting an education, regardless of what you get it in or whatever, it takes some sort of drive in order to get a 4-year degree.
Oh yeah,
So
I ain't harshing the bachelor's degree. Don't get me wrong.
No,
I ain't harshing that.
I guess what I'm saying
Go to
is
school, everyone.
I guess what I'm saying is even if it doesn't directly apply, like there is some sort of like
there's a characteristic
funnel.
There is a characteristic of like, yeah, I made it through 4 years of college. It's academia at its not its finest, because it depends on what college you go to, but I mean, you're still learning, you're still figuring things out.
We went to private college.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We did. Hell yeah, we did. But anyway, that is kind of sidestepping a little bit. Everything that you learn in college, whatever it might be, even if you end up getting a job in your, profession or in the career that you want, more often than not, it still may not apply, or may not apply as often as you might think.
I'm trying to think of like what would 100% directly apply.
I mean, you'd have to be getting the job that you want, and I feel like a nurse. Yeah, of course, like, all of that would probably apply.
Nursing, yeah, would be one where it's like,
you're gonna take blood, or you're gonna get blood pressure every day for people and stuff. Like, mm-hmm. I'm sure there's courses there that you'll never do again, or you'll never need to know again. Mm-hmm. I'm sure.
And also just like dealing with people. I don't know if they teach that in nursing school. We've never been in nursing school. But
I haven't. I haven't ventured that way.
My dad is old and stubborn, and he can be a dick sometimes. And it's like, well, I'm taking care of you, so can I take your blood now? It's like, they don't like teach that.
Being taught bedside manner type of thing.
It's like,
I think you have to have that personality too. And I think you'd quickly figure that out before you got, too far into nursing, hopefully. Just a few more points that we had, and then we'll close out your Friday night. Wow.
There's beer everywhere. Oh, it's all over my tie.
Embarrassing.
Yeet!
Wow. Yeah. Yeet.
Yeah.
Yeet. Anyway, the other point that I think is important to make is you think you know exactly what you want to do with your major or whatever you end up doing after college, or even after an associate's. You think you know, but you more than likely will not end up doing what you think you were going to do.
Yep.
Yeah, that made sense.
I'm going to point out my sister as an odd example.
Which I think you did the last time, but go for it.
Yeah, my sister grew up pretending to be a school teacher as a little girl.
As we all did.
She went into high school, and she would go to like the middle school and like not necessarily teach, but like follow a teacher. Then she went to college and became a teacher.
Well, and now she
is still a teacher. It's like, all right, she knew what she wanted to do, and she did it.
Yeah. For a while, I wanted to be an FBI agent. I certainly don't do that.
Yeah. I really wanted to be like a video game designer, but had no real like designing on a computer, had no real interest in coding. So I was like, could never really do that.
Well, that's down the drain. But anyway, those are like very dramatic things. As far as like, we thought we were going to get jobs in the fields that we got, or in the fields that we majored in. And you think you know exactly what you want and what you think you're going to get. And either you decide, nope, that ain't it after the first year, which I kind of did. I mean, it kind of sealed the deal for me when I turned down the long-term sub job and was offered like a full-time job. But it kind of like sealed the deal, whereas some people might end up being at a place where they got their major in that, worked in the profession for a few years, and then decided fuck this, I want to go do something, I don't know, really off base, become a painter.
There
I don't know.
Also, there's the whole aspect of like, I wonder how many jobs I would have been really good at, but I totally missed because I was only focused on what was available in the criminal justice field. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, a lot of people like focus their attention. I am a I am a nurse. Why do we keep bringing up nurses?
I don't know.
We can't think of anything else. Okay, so
I mean, not we.
shut up. But all right, there's all these nursing positions, but then there's like
This really cool, like, sidestep nursing gig that's not exactly nursing, but could be like apply some of your stuff, but have it a little more, I don't know, a little more jazz to it or something.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah, but like, what could I have done with a criminal justice degree? Well, it's pretty much anything doing with crime.
Yeah.
So,
pretty much. But yeah, it'd be interesting to know, like, yeah, if I wasn't so focused on getting an education job, what jobs would have been out there at the time when I was first getting out of college.
And because, like, you applied years later with an education degree, and it didn't have any application to this job at all, but you got the job because you're an awesome person, and you have a degree, and that's pretty cool. But, like, you could have done that when you were 21.
Yeah.
Pretty
much. It is cool to see, like, and then obviously there's that application of, like, doing what you love or doing what will make you the most money. So there's always that, like, thing where, like,
it's a balance, because making $0 will not make you happy.
Well, I know, but I'm saying, like, when you get out of college, you try to get the job in your profession at the highest amount of money you can do because you think you're going to love it. And then a year later, you're like, fuck this. This sucks. I need to, go towards the loving side. What do I love that could still apply what I've learned? And, like,
even me, half ground.
Interesting.
Middle ground is the word I was. We're rocking this one.
We're fine.
Yeah. And
we're fresh out of a Father's Day. I don't know.
It's weird to think that the jobs I was applying for made more money than I do now.
Yeah.
When I was right out of college.
Right.
And yeah, that could have totally, like, changed my whole life around. Number one, because no way you're on first shift if you're applying for a correctional officer job.
Not right from the get-go.
No. So now I have this awkward, weird schedule, and, like, you're going to work, but then
we would have probably never seen each other.
Yeah, it would have just been like
it would have been a very different few years of marriage.
Yeah.
Right from the get-go, yeah.
I don't know how, like, I knew a lot of different criminal justice people who also married criminal justice people. So it's like, sometimes they're on the same shift. Sometimes they're not. They make it work.
They do it, man. They do it. I think the last main point, and I feel like this would be applicable to most individuals, or maybe people feel that way, is when you get out of college, you have this, like, weird desire, hope, dream that first job that you're going to get is going to be the job you're going to love and do for the rest of your life.
Yep.
And that's just insane to think. And everybody thinks it. I mean, you think you're going to get the job that you are going to do for the rest of your life and freaking love it. And you're going to stick it out for the long haul. And I just can't imagine, like, why we would think that. Like, I feel like you have to want a change. Most people, I feel like, at some point, even if, like, you're an elementary school teacher and you just switch elementary schools, I feel like that's enough of a leap change.
I've been here for 47 years. This is how we do it.
I know. I just feel like, after you, like, jump around a little bit, you'll end up at one job, hopefully, for 30, 40 years, hopefully. Yeah. But, like, the first job right out of college, probably not. It'd be insanely awesome for you, but probably not.
I think that's what puts a lot of high schoolers off, is that they believe that they need to go to college and they need to decide a major. I think we talked about this last time, that you need to decide a major that you need to stick to. And
you think you're going to choose the right major.
That is going to be the rest of your life. And, like,
we said, that's not true. And
not
that's true with your first job. Like, there's it would be freaking awesome, but it's highly unlikely that you're going to get your first job and you're going to love it and do it for the rest of your life at that company, profession, whatever. And you're going to stick it through until you're 65.
No way.
Yeah, that that'd be great if some of you did, like super duper. Highly unlikely though. And don't get heartbroken about it because you'll jump around a little bit, but stay at a job for an extended period of time. Don't jump around too much because that looks bad.
Yeah, comment down below how many jobs you've had and how long you've been at the one you're at now.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
But anyway, that was kind of the last main one that I wanted to do.
Yeah.
But I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Second segment, I suppose, of our little series we got going on Final Call Fridays, Expectations versus Reality. Yeah. Nailed it. We missed you guys, by the way, on Monday. We hope all you daddies had a good Father's Day. And we got 4th of July coming up soon here. Pumped about that. But anyway, we hope you have a great rest of your weekend. And any updates? No, I don't think so. Beer suggestions, obviously, content suggestions. Yeah.
Happy
Friday, everyone.
You know
have a beer. It's Friday night.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers. I'm empty.
Always.